All right, you guys, we are going to have some really good info that we're going over tonight. And as I was putting it together today, this is going to be a series of trainings that we're going to be doing, and this is really going to be opening it up. And as you can see here, we're going to get started on learning some closing skills. And I'm sure you can appreciate the fact that these skills are extremely important and they will most definitely grow your business. And it's a learning process, but what we're going to talk about tonight is some really key components in order for any of these closing skills to even work for you, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. Let me just check these questions here real quick. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, yeah. All right, awesome. All right. Okay, so you guys know that I am huge on mindset, and I have absolutely no doubt that it is a reason why our team is one of the top 8 in the company, which if you guys have not seen that announcement yet, it is official. We got the final standings, and it's pretty awesome. Really, really exciting stuff. So I truly believe that one of the reasons why our team is at the top is because this whole mindset component is a huge part of what we do and what we implement. And like I always tell you guys, this is truly about who you become and how you change from being a director and becoming an ambassador. I really hope that none of us are the same person that we were when we first got started, and every single one of you, your confidence is going to grow, just how you feel about yourself is going to grow, your skills and talents are going to grow, and your ability to truly move people in a positive direction is most definitely going to grow. So tonight, what we're going to be talking about is just really getting in the right mindset in order for any of the closing skills that we're going to be talking about over the next couple of weeks to even work, because it's going to come down to a handful of things. And one of them is you must have made the decision that you are going to do this, okay? You're going to make it work. No matter what it takes, you will take it all the way. This is not about giving it a try or feeling it out or seeing if it works. I know a couple of you guys are brand spanking new that are on this call tonight, and I really appreciate you guys just taking the initiative and jump on. But for those of you guys that have been around even for a little while and have been to any of the trainings or any of the larger events or even at a challenge party where you get to hear people share their story, I would hope that you've seen enough to really, truly trust and believe in the fact that this works. And I tell people all the time, and I'll remind you guys tonight, that for me being in the industry for 10 years, being with 8 different companies, made 6 figures and have made nothing, the fact that ViSalus is truly a tremendous, tremendous motherlode opportunity. And, for me, it's not about worshiping the company or, even necessarily worshiping the owners or, the product, or it's not one particular thing. It's the vehicle. And it's the fact that they have streamlined this vehicle in a way that absolutely anybody can jump in the driver's seat, put their foot on the gas, put both hands on the steering wheel, and drive this baby all the way home for as far as they want to take it, okay? So you have to have the mindset that I am doing this, okay? And a big word that we're going to be talking about tonight is conviction. Conviction pays amazing amounts of money. It pays 6 figures and 7 figures, and 90% of your results will come from this conviction, okay? I know Ladiva, she cracks me up because when she puts me on a 3-way with somebody, she'll be like, you know what, you can talk a cat out of a tree. And the biggest thing about that is, yes, I have certain things that I say and certain points that I make, and my experience definitely brings something to the call, so I'm able to really address people's concerns and things like that. But one of the biggest things that people are getting when they are on a call with me is my conviction. They hear it in my voice. They feel it in my presence, whether they're in front of me or on a webinar or on a call or on Skype or whatever it is. That conviction comes out. And so the stronger your conviction, the better your closing skills are going to be, guaranteed. Your posture will dictate your results. Now, this is posture beyond stand up straight, right, Ginger? But that is extremely important. You know, your physical posture when you're talking to people is extremely important. If you're kind of standing there with your shoulders slunched over and not really making eye contact with people and kind of looking around and looking at the floor or picking at your nails or picking at your earring or, you know, your skin or whatever, you're not putting out this air of conviction, okay? So, of course, posture is beyond physical. Posture is just how you see yourself, the presence that you bring. And people sense your conviction. They sense it through your tone. They sense it through body language. They sense it through your belief. And they sense it through your attitude. I'm sure you guys have all heard that communication, the smallest percentage is verbal. The majority of your communication is going to come from how you're standing, what's being communicated by what you're saying, what energy are you putting across, how are you making that person feel, how do you feel about what you're communicating. All of these different things tie in so synergistically in order to make the closing skills and what words you're actually saying, they decide whether those words are going to work or not work, okay? So think about it. Crusades, right? Crusades are not led by people with unbelief and doubt. They are led by people who have faith and have vision. And basically what you are doing and what you're looking for when you're out there talking to people is you are building a business of crusaders. That's why I tell people all the time, I'm like, don't drag people along. You know, don't keep going after the same person that has made it very clear that they're not interested. Move on. They've told you, you know, this isn't the time, or they're not interested, or maybe they joined and didn't do anything. Those are your signs, your signals, your big red flags that it's time to go and find the people that are going to be a part of your crusade. And the people whose arms you have to twist, or the people who are not taking steps, are not the people that are going to be on a crusade with you, okay? That is a huge thing to be looking for, because I know some of you guys just want to get somebody to join so you can hit director, or, you know, so whatever your next step can happen, but, you know, you ideally want to keep sorting through your people to find those crusaders. And remember, it's not necessarily who you bring on board, okay? Like Valerie, who isn't even officially on the team yet, but she joined this call. She hasn't even gotten her shakes yet. She is already, like, taking action. And that is what you're looking for. You're looking for those people. Did I sponsor Valerie? No, I didn't sponsor Valerie. Valerie is like 5 people deep for me. But she has shown me that she is somebody that I'm going to be working very closely with, okay? So that's what you're looking for. All you're doing is you're working through people to find those crusaders, okay? So you really need to ask yourself, or you want to ask yourself, where is your conviction? Do you need help with it? Do you believe you are going to hit your goals? The next question would be, do you have goals? And are you going to finish? Okay? That's why I keep really emphasizing to you guys to read personal development books. I've emphasized The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson, which is a tremendous book. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, tremendous book. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, tremendous book. If those are the only 3 personal development books in your library right now, get them, order them, go to Amazon, go to a bookstore, whatever you need to do, start with one of them, finish it, and you will be a different person from the time you started that book to the time you finish that book if you really take in and apply what those books are teaching. But those are some things that are going to help you with your conviction. You're going to be reading books. You can watch YouTube videos, people like Jim Rohn or John Maxwell or Anthony Robbins. All of these different people are great motivational speakers, which I hate to use that term, but they do truly infuse motivation in you. If you're open and you're really wanting to develop as a person, to grow as a person, to peel back the layers, to get down to the person that you were authentically created to be, which is undoubtedly a person of greatness. There is no mediocrity in that original plan. Mediocrity is a pit that we fall into when we get discouraged, or we believe things that people say about us, or we believe things that we have just been raised to believe, and we've never questioned anything about who we are or what we believe or what we're moving towards. And maybe we've just seen generation after generation of your own family kind of live and die in this mediocre lifestyle when there is so much more out there waiting for you, okay? And for some people, it's not about having a big house or driving a fancy car, or, it's different for people. And whenever people think of having a wealthy lifestyle, it's never just a big stack of bills sitting on your kitchen table. It's about what that money and that financial freedom allows you to do, the options that it provides, the places in the world that you can go see, the zip code that you can live in, the schools that you can send your kids to, the ability to decide whether you want to have your job or not. If you love what you do, excellent, keep doing it. But wouldn't it be great to be able to do it without relying on a paycheck, without your boss telling you how much you are worth? And you guys I'm passionate about this because both Eric and I get to do our Super Body program now completely for free. And that was even, we were already making our own money. We didn't have somebody paying us, but just the ability to be able to do that and to provide that service is tremendous. What organizations do you want to give to? What foundations do you want to start? All of those things come with financial freedom. And this is the vehicle for you to get however far you want to go. So have a big vision, have the big goals. Don't be afraid to set goals. The only thing that keeps you from setting really big goals is a fear of failure and believing what the people around you are saying. And the fact that you think that they're going to think you're crazy, for dreaming and thinking this way. You know what? Forget them, because unless they are, I don't mean it in a mean way, you know what I mean, but unless they are living the life that you want, they're only trying to squash your dream because it scares them to death to think, one, that you're going to achieve something that they never even imagined achieving, and two, that you're not going to like them anymore because you're going to be this big, razzle-dazzle kind of superstar, and you're not going to want to be with your friends anymore. So neither of those things are going to happen. You may absolutely filter out some friends along the way. I'll put out there. That could definitely happen. If you're realizing, I know there's a couple people on the line that I'm looking at right now that are realizing that they're surrounded by completely negative people. And they're certainly not going to talk to them about the challenge or the business. So they're looking to expand their circle, and they are reaching out to find out how to do that. So you will realize people around you are thinking a certain way, acting a certain way, making their decisions from a certain place. And you need to decide if you want to follow them or if you want to follow the people that are really living an amazing life, that don't just look forward to Friday and get the Sunday blues every day because they have to go to work on Monday and they hate what they do. There is so much more out there, okay? All right, so here's a question for you. If I were sitting across from you, okay, and asked, do you believe you will make it or not? If your answer is more than just one word, or maybe a couple words, I can think of a couple words that you could add to, really add some impact. Or if it starts with, I know the truth, and guess what? so does your prospect, okay? So does your prospect. So here's another question. Are you on the fence with your business, or have you crossed over and decided, you know what, this is a done deal? This is a done deal. Are you in the state that no matter what it takes, you're going to make it happen? And to make things happen, you must first make up your mind, okay? You cannot be in the fence. If you even use the word try for anything related to this business, it's not going to happen the way that you want it to turn out, okay? Try is like, you know, you've already pretty much decided that you're not going to do it, but you're going to throw the word try out there so someone will get off your back, okay? Try is not an action word. Try is a very weak word. Try is a very passive word. As opposed to do, there is a huge, huge difference, okay? So when you look in the mirror, what do you see? What do you believe about what you see? Do you believe only the special ones make it? Only the pretty ones make it? Only the well-educated ones make it? Only the ones with a fitness background are going to do well? Only the ones that have done network marketing before are really going to crush this? If you believe any of those things, that is going to affect your conviction. Any of those things. If it is even a little thought in your mind, it's going to affect your conviction, and it's going to affect your closing skills. Like I tell people, you don't need to know exactly how it's going to work. You don't need to know, okay, by January 12th, I'm going to be regional director. By this date, you know, I'm going to have sponsored. You want to have those goals, but you don't need to understand the compensation plan completely. You don't need to understand the product completely. You don't need to really understand all of the hows. It is truly about the why that is going to change your conviction, okay? Yes, it will help for you to learn about the product. Yes, it will help for you to collect some checks, you know, to build your belief level. But if you can just trust in what you're seeing happen, you know, that is going to bring about tremendous results. And it's about becoming a person, as opposed to seeing it to believe it, that you believe it to see it. Okay? Those are two completely different types of people. Okay, check this out. You're going to get objections, so your belief must be strong. Okay? You're absolutely going to get objections, but check this out. Objections are just questions to test how much you believe in what you do. Not truly test what you know, but to test whether or not you are going to wobble. When people are bringing you objections about the challenge, about the business, about anything that you're talking to them about, the majority of the time when they ask you a question, it's not even about them getting the direct answer to that question. They are watching you, consciously or subconsciously, to see how you respond to their questions. A lot of times they may not even really listen to the answer that you're telling them, but they're looking at your body language. They're sensing your confidence. They're feeling your conviction. Okay? So just first of all, already be okay with the fact that you're going to get objections, okay? You want those objections. If every single person that you talk to about the challenge or the business said yes, there would be no growth there. There would be no evolution there in who you are. It would be too easy, and you'd end up quitting anyway because it would get boring. You know, there'd be no challenge, okay? So just know that the objections are going to be there, and that person is watching you. Whether you're in front of them, whether you're on the phone, whatever it is, they are listening, and they are watching to how you respond to those questions, okay? So we're going to be learning some closing questions to ask your prospects, so we need to get you over your fear of asking questions. If you allow people to go off with their excuses, you are robbing them of the chance to completely change their life. Like some people say, well, I don't want to bug them. You know, I don't want to I don't want to ask them a lot of questions. I just want to basically know, is it yes or no? Well, check this out. If you don't ask people questions, and like I said, over the next couple weeks, I'll be going over some specific questions to ask. But in general, you just want to get them to talk about themselves. You want to ask the questions to really figure out, do they like what they do? Are they happy with who they are? Are they happy with where they are? Is there anything about their life they'd like to change? So the more you get to know that person, you're gonna learn more about them and their needs. So if you just let them say, oh, well, I hate my job, excuse me. If you just let them say, oh, well, I hate my job, but, I don't really have time for one of those things. And if you just say, okay, well, okay, bye-bye. Thanks for listening. Okay, bye-bye. And if you just kind of let that go, you're really, really giving that person a disservice, because they've already let you know that they're not happy. They've already let you know that they hate their job. So if you don't continue to ask them questions and help them reveal the fact that they want something better for their life, the fact that they're never going to achieve those things if they keep doing what they're doing, those are not prodding questions. They're not manipulative questions. Those questions are truly helping the person to realize that they need what you have, and really believing and really knowing and really having the conviction that what you have will help them. Then you just keep asking questions, and eventually, as long as they're not completely negative, then eventually they will start to say themselves how this can benefit them. Okay? It's an amazing thing to see happen. So like in sports, it's not always about just looking for the best players. Sometimes coaches are just looking for the people that are most dedicated, the ones with desire, the ones that do not hesitate, the ones that step up. Okay? I know, same thing, that's what I look for. When I personally bring somebody on the team, or somebody else brings somebody on the team and I'm working with them initially, that's what I'm looking for. The people that are just going to do it, the people that are going to step up, the people that don't need every single question answered, the people that get it just enough to say, okay, I'll do this, and then when I've done that, then you can tell me the next thing that I need to do. Okay? That's what you're looking for. Those are the team players that you want. It's not about the skills that they have. It's not about whether they've done this before. It's not about any of those things. It's about the desire. It's about the fact that they're just going to do it without hesitating. It's about the fact that they're going to step up and they're going to show up, okay? So you may be asking yourself by now, how can I have the conviction when I haven't made it happen for myself yet? Maybe you're just starting the challenge and you haven't really lost the weight yet. Or, maybe you just started and you haven't really made the money yet. Or maybe, you want to be able to share this big story about, leaving your job, or, whatever it is, and you don't quite have that financial story yet. Guess what? It's not about you. It's about them and their future. And your challenges are not their challenges, okay? Again, one of the biggest things that you want to do when you first come on board or start at any time is to get as many stories as possible. On Facebook alone, there are tons and tons of challenge stories. If you go into our customer group and just scroll down, you will find tons of people getting results. If you want results of people that are having success on the business end, attend an event. Go to YouTube, check out the videos. Go to our team transformation page. Show up at any of the local, regional, or national events. You will hear amazing stories of people that have made this business happen. And they're everyday folks. Everybody started on a part-time basis. Nobody quit their job and just jumped into ViSalus. It wasn't like that for any of them. So find stories. All we do is share stories with people. That is all we do. So if your story isn't where you want it to be yet, if it's just not compelling enough yet, you find those stories. You have 10 testimonials of challenge people and of business people in your back pocket. So you always have a story that somebody that you're talking to can relate to, okay? So we are going to go ahead and wrap things up. I see some questions. I'm going to definitely address any questions that you have. If you have some that you want to go ahead and post, please go ahead and do it. But I want to leave you with this. Is people's objections are based on their ego and fear, plain and simple. And every single objection that you're going to get is basically going to fall into one of these 5 categories. Either those things don't work, I'm not a salesperson, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, and I need to talk to my spouse. Pretty much any objection that you're going to get is going to fall into one of those categories, okay? So, those things don't work. I made kind of a smart-ass remark, a post the other day, talking about, that pyramid thing, because a lot of people refer to network marketing as one of those pyramid schemes. And it's interesting because, I got a lot of really good feedback on it and some messages in my inbox saying, hey, what's up with that pyramid scheme? And so for you to really have that belief and that conviction that, first of all, this is not a pyramid scheme. Pyramid schemes are illegal. Like I said, and like a lot of you guys know, the only real pyramid out there is the corporate world, where absolutely nobody will ever, ever, ever make as much money as the guy at the top, okay? That's a pyramid right there. So when people say those things don't work, they've either known somebody that did it and it didn't work out for them, or they tried and they were in the wrong vehicle, had the wrong leadership, had the wrong support, and it didn't work for them. This industry works. It has created more millionaires than absolutely any corporation that is out there. It is the only industry where the only way you make money is by helping other people make money. I mean, how great is that? The more you help people make money, the more money you make. So, tell me any other industry that's out there that allows you to do that, and that definitely works. Anytime you are putting yourself out there to serve others, it's going to work. Okay, second one, and we'll go over these more as the weeks go, but I figured while they're up here, I'll go ahead and, address them. I'm not a salesperson. I had somebody send me that in a Facebook message this weekend. I don't sell. I have people join the challenge. I have never, ever, ever, ever sold a bag of shake. I have never sold a challenge kit. We do not sell, we share. We don't have inventory. We don't sell anything. I don't write out anybody a receipt. Okay? I am not in sales. I am in marketing, and I market the biggest health and weight loss challenge there is in the country today. It is helping millions and millions and millions of people lose weight, get their health back, get fit, increase energy, all of these different things that people are looking for anyway, and I have a very simple and cost-effective way to help people do it. Okay? I'm not selling anything. Number 3, I don't have the time. If you knew how many hours of television the average person watched, trust me, they have time. Okay? They may need to, stop watching X Factor or Desperate Housewives or, whatever their little habitual things are that they typically do for 3 or 4 hours every single night. Then, it's your job to point that out to them. They have the time. Okay, number 4, I don't have the money, okay? Check this out. When it's about not having money to join the business, I always love to give this example. If it was Super Bowl day, okay, and you had 30 people coming over to your house to watch the Super Bowl and your TV blew out, trust me, you would find $500 to go out and buy a television set. Okay, for something that you're going to watch and it's never going to make you any money. So people have the money. People spend it on really silly things every single day. They have the money. It may take making a sacrifice. It may take selling something. You guys, I won't even really go into it right now, but I have sold some very, very, very significant items in order to join a business or invest in a business. So it's all about prioritizing, okay? It's all about prioritizing. I need to talk to my spouse, okay? I get this, because I'm married and I love my spouse. I respect my spouse's opinion. But just know that you've got to have a follow-up plan. okay? And just help them to see that, you know, if they are going to work the business, it's not really truly their spouse's decision whether they join it or not, okay? Because, you know, if their spouse doesn't get it or their spouse doesn't really have a good understanding of it, their spouse could easily shut it down. So your responsibility is to really get them to see that it is your decision. People put so much blame and responsibility on their spouse. Trust me, I know, because I did it for a long time. You know, I wanted to blame Eric for all kinds of stuff. And then I realized that, you know what, if I want things to change, I need to take some responsibility in these areas that I'm complaining about. And guess what? Here we are, okay? That is a huge reason why I made a shift in how I run my Visalis business, is because I knew that I was doing this on my own. I knew I had his support and his love and compassion and, you know, he'll watch the kids, he'll do whatever he needs to do, but I took 100% responsibility for the growth of this business, okay? So that person, that prospect needs to understand that. You know, get your husband or wife's approval, but ultimately this is your decision, okay? So, all right, I am going to see what questions we have here. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Thanks, Tab, for the water. Okay, Crystal said I love that remark, but I've been yapping nonstop, so I'm not sure what remark that is. Ah, Tab, I love you. Tab says, I sold my bass guitar and amp to get some money to join the ESS. That's what I'm talking about. That is exactly what I'm talking about, okay? So, you know, people have the money. About the pyramid scheme, yeah. People have the money. You know, no matter how tight their money is, I know we've been in positions where we have been extremely tight. But if we wanted something badly enough, we sold pretty much anything other than a child to, you know, to get it. And there are things now, there's a lot of things now that we're still, you know, building those things back up because, for one, you know, we realized they weren't really that important. And secondly, you know, even now making the money, it's like, I don't know if I really wanted to go towards that right now, you know. So your priorities change, and there's really nothing like getting truly down to the bare bones. I'm not saying that all of you guys have to do this. I just figured I would share that because I've experienced this, is when you really remove all of the wants out of your life and you truly are living solely and exclusively on the things that you need, it is a real eye-opener, and it truly, truly reveals what is important. And I know for me, it has helped me to gain a true appreciation for my husband and my kids and just a warm or a cool place to live, and, you know, a car to get somewhere. And, you know, hey, having a free BMW, I'm definitely digging that. But you just realize what's important, you know, and it's not a flat screen. It's not a Bose system. It's not, you know, a $5,000 bedroom set. It's not, you know, 3 carats on your finger. It's not, you know, it's not all kinds of things. And so if you want this badly enough and you're willing to just believe and trust in the fact that if it's working for so many people, if they are giving away a BMW every single hour, if over 400 people, and who knows what it is now, that was the last number I heard, if over 400 people are earning an easy 6 figures every single year in this business, I mean, it's working, guys. It's working. So it truly is a matter of just becoming strong in your conviction, in having faith, in having trust. And like I tell people all the time, you know, if you're a believer and, you know, you go to church and you pray and you ask God for things, then this is really where, you know, you put the rubber to the road. Okay, this is not lip service. This is truly where you put one foot in front of the other and you Don't just speak that you believe things. You show faith and trust by actually taking a step, not knowing exactly where your foot is going to land, but trusting in the fact that you've seen enough people land on some solid golden ground that you're just going to do what they're doing and believe what they're believing, and you're going to get the same results that they're getting. Okay? So this is where real faith comes into action. Okay? I'm telling you what, this is the real deal. So, all right, you guys, that is it. That is all I have for you guys. As the weeks go on, like I said, I'm going to really give you more down and dirty, say this. If they say this, say that. We're really going to go into it. We're going to do some role playing here live on the webinar so you guys can really, act it out, become comfortable with it, all those different things. But if I didn't really lay this out first and explain to you how important this is first, then I would have completely been doing you guys a disservice, okay? This is where it all starts. It is not about the hows. It is completely about the whys. So really ask yourself these questions that I asked you guys tonight. I am recording this. I really, really encourage you to go through and listen to this again. This is really important stuff. Go ahead and write your goals. Figure out where you want to be this time next year. I can truly tell you that you can be in a completely, I'm talking 180, completely different situation next Christmas as opposed to this Christmas. I know we are. I know several other families on the line tonight are, and I want that for every single one of you guys. And it all starts with the conviction that we talked about tonight. So that's it. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys so much. Go out there and do this thing. Don't try. Really go out there and do it. Make it happen. Step up. Take action and show up. So talk to you soon. Let me just check this one last question. You are so welcome. And love you guys. And I will be talking to you soon. Good night.